Hello YouTubists, as the thumbnail suggests, this is a how-to tubeless video. Now, while there are tons of how-to tubeless videos out there, this one is significant in one major way. For this video, we'll show you by far the easiest way to fit a tubeless tyre. And all you will need by way of tools is one tyre lever, one floor pump, and a big injectory type of thing. No compressors required. Honestly, it's so simple, a child could do it. However, seeing as we're fresh out of children at the moment, you'll have to do with me instead. But hey, I am kinda childish. I know that this is a bit of a long video, especially considering it's just a tyre changing tutorial. Trust me though, if you watch to the end, by the end of it you will be tubeless tyre masters. Oh yes. My name is Gary. Welcome to One by Bikes. Dun, dun, da, 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 down. And into the bike den we go. Sophie working away. Not just a bike den, it's an office, but what's this? There are two bikes in here. One wheel, that looks like a 29er. This is Sophie's bike. But where, oh where are the wheels? Let's go find them, shall we, YouTubists? Dun, 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 dun. Miles doing some important work. Or not. Out onto the terrace. Wheels. What are they doing there? What's up on the bench? Aha! I think it might just be about time to go tubeless. So we'll see how light this actually becomes. Now, taking the tyre off is difficult and it's hard depending on the tyre, but you should only really need one tyre lever. I'll show you how to do it. First of all, we need to let the air out of the inner tube. Alright, that should be enough air out. Now I'll show you the trick. You don't really need, in fact if I come closer, I hope you can still see there, right, okay. This is where the valve is. We don't want to start there because you're going straight up against it, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my lever under, tyre lever under, if I can. Like that. And now all I'm going to do is just go around the rim, and that should loosen the bead. And once the bead is loosened, it's a lot easier to get it up and over. That's it basically. So that's with one tyre lever only. Not doing the kind of digging it in and hooking it around. Just loosen the bead and then that should do the trick. We may have to do a change of rim tape as well. But what we're going to try and do first is just put this tyre on. You can see there, it's already got rim tape on it, Actually, you can't see, it's a black rim and there's black rim tape. But what we will do is we'll try and put the bead back on, and then we'll try pumping it up, but I don't think this is going to work. It didn't work last time, so I don't suppose it's going to work this time either. So just popping it back over. Right, so there's rubber in there that seats it against the top of the rim, or the bottom of the rim, depending on your point of view. Get around on the side, see the black rubber there? And then under there, if it will focus, there's also rubber in there. Will it focus? Will it hell? Right. I suspect it will go up, and I suspect it won't stay up. It's pumped up, and it's sitting at about 20 psi, or 1.5 bar just now. Don't pay any attention to that because that's wrong. But it's holding air, or rather, it's pumped up. But if you see down there, there's a load of something coming out of there, and where that is there, so we're going to have to redo the rim tape, but that's okay. It gives us something else to do. So we've taken the tyre off, and we discovered that this is where it was leaking air before. You can see where I put tape over it. It didn't do any good, but where this tape has been put on is the wrong place. What you should do is when you start putting your rim tape on, you should put it on opposite the valve hole, and then it goes all the way around, covering the valve hole, and it joins again, not near the valve hole. So I'm just going to peel this off. Right, and we're back. So I've got paper, shop paper. I've got behind me isopropyl alcohol, but first I'm just going to get rid of the moisture. Now then, find a point on the rim that you will recognise. So either where the rim is joined, which is there, which happens to be opposite the valve hole. But I think I'm going to go with the valve hole because that is more easily recognisable. There's the valve hole. Now the reason you clean with isopropyl alcohol is it cleans it and it then evaporates. So it does the job and then it vanishes. Much like a rogue tradesman. Unlike a rogue tradesman, I hope I'm doing a good job. Alright, so that is now clean. And just do the rims. Yep. I don't like the look of that paper there. I don't want any paper in here, because anything that gets in and upsets the seal is not a good thing. Tubeless rim tape. So let's find the valve hole is there. So we will start here, I think. Oh, before I start, I'm forgetting something. I need a special tool. Not a hairdryer because I have no hair. This is a heat gun, and the heat gun is going to help me. And the important thing is to get it very firmly into the channel in the middle. I shouldn't get any grease from my fingers onto the tape itself, onto the underside. I think that would be a bad thing. If I'm doing it wrong, say so in the comments. I'm checking very, very carefully for air bubbles. Air bubbles are not allowed. If I come and show you what I've done so far. Alright, I don't know if you can see that. But there's the center channel where my thumb is. I'm pushing it in against the wall there, and the bottom of it as well to make sure that it's absolutely seated. Then what I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to do the whole wheel. Then I'm going to go around with the heat gun and press it further into place. But what I'm going to do just now is we're going to go to high speed and we're going to roll with a bit of time lapse. Roll the time lapse music. That is that. There we are. Alright then, it's a new day. We've got the rim tape on. I did actually mount the tyre yesterday and then I've just taken it off. I didn't have to give up yesterday, but we needed to go food shopping to feed the small children. But now we're back and I did manage to get the tyre on. I managed to get it inflated. I didn't, as you can see, put any sealant in it, but now today I can show you exactly how to do it. First things first, let's put this back on so we don't lose it. It is very important that you put the tyre on in the correct direction. Most tyres have a direction of travel, and if you put it on the wrong way and then discover it later, you'll have to take it off, and if you've already put the sealant in, it will not be a good thing. Right. I'm fairly sure that your disc goes on the left hand side, but I'm going to double check because if I get this wrong, I will shoot myself. One moment. Right, I can confirm that the disc does indeed go on the left hand side, which means this wheel rolls like that. So direction of travel on the tyre should be, right, direction of travel is an arrow pointing and going in that direction. So that's the right way round. Okay, I'm going to have to move the camera in a second, but what I do, because I've been told to do it, and what you should probably do as well, always put the label or the brand at the valve stem. So it will say Maxxis there. That way if you get a rip or a tear anywhere in your tyre, you know basically where to find the hole. Right, let's get this working. And then I can show you my special tricks. Right, that's that on. Okay, now I need to move you guys so you can see better. Okay, I'm fairly sure you can see from there. What we want to do is take the bead here and pull it across to here. I'm going to do it on both sides, about halfway round. Start by putting the tyre lever under, pulling it across and pushing it down like that. Now, bringing it round, pulling it across, pushing it down. Oh. I may have to go a bit further there. That's not quite wanting to work. It's only about a quarter of the way around. I've got it from there to about there, and that is not enough, I don't think. That's about halfway around. Now the tyre should look a bit funky, all pulled out like that. Now what we need to do is put it back to where we started, there. Spin the tyre around, and we're going to do the same thing in exactly the same direction. So this side is done and this side here will be done. And once we've got that done, we'll start with the second part of the trick. So pull it across, and there, this is going a lot easier on this side for some reason. Make sure it's in camera's field of vision. Yeah, this is working a lot better on this side. We should have started on this side, see how far we can get around. Right now it's starting to get a bit stiffer. But we're just about halfway there. More than halfway, right, let's leave it at that. And again, you got that kind of weird, funky, it's against, but it's not on the other side, so it's being pulled over sort of thing. Right, here's the tip, the next tip. We're going to remove the valve core. This here. Put it down there. And take the valve core out. Now, if I just quickly explain how this is going to work. If you imagine a gust of wind blowing against the door. Now, some of the wind is going to go through the open door. The majority of it is going to catch hold of the door and slam it closed. Well, that is basically what's going to happen here. Now, that has inflated, but as yet there is no sealant inside, and most importantly, oopsie daisy, no valve stem. But the valve stem should be fairly easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off and we're going to do this. Catching with my finger there. And on with the valve stem. Yeah, there's a fair bit come out, but I've got it inflated now. I've got the valve stem on. I'm going to give it a bit more of a pump up. I really want to get the bead set. And then we're going to have to take the valve stem out again to get the sealant in. Right, so get this on. Now, you will have noticed that it didn't go pop as it normally does, but if I show you, there'll be a black line just there, all the way around, evenly spaced. That means the tyre has been seated properly, and there we go, same on the other side. So now we need to get the sealant into the tyre through the valve using the injector. Right, let's get going. Okay then, as you can see, the valve core has been removed. The tyre is still on the bead, but there's no air in it. Right, here is the injector. Ta-da! I need to put about 90 mils or 3 ounces in. Here is the bottle. Shaky, shaky. So I'm going to have to refill this, or fill it once, and then give it a second go. That looks like it's not sat correctly. The reason I put a piece of paper down is I've never done this before, and I don't want to make a mess. But this doesn't seem to be wanting to attach onto the valve. Ah, there we are. Now it's on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it down like that, and that will stop. Oh dear. Right, I've just made a mistake. Take it off. I need to pull the plunger out, don't I? And I don't want to negatively impact the tyre. So, plunger out. Now put it on. Oh, that's handy. Right. So there we are, 60 ml or 2 fluid ounces. Being a Britisher, I understand imperial and metric, and with the exception of pints, and I mean British pints, I think I prefer a metric. Right, let's put this in up to the 60, and then we'll have to go again. So, please don't make a mess. That was comparatively easy. Now if I pull out again, I hope it doesn't. Right, onto the paper and close again. And this time we need 30. Pull that out of the way, pull that up, plunger in. There we are. Now then, there's still a little bit in there. Oh no, it's all kind of disappeared in. That's cool. Look at that. So we'll gently take this off, make sure that the valve stays where it's supposed to. Again, that can go on the paper. Now then, valve core. Come to me. In it goes. We'll get this tightened down. I hope you appreciate this, Sophie. I have hurt myself. Right, that's that on. Okie dokie. Where's the pump? Get this bottle out of the way. Don't want this going all over the floor. Right, this for me is the last hurdle. It's the very, very first time I've done this. Now let's see if it works. That wasn't good. Alright, let's try turning it around. Sometimes it works better upside down. So I'm going to inflate it to about 23 psi or 1.5 bar barometric. That should do the trick. Right then. Valve core on, or rather dust cap. I must like saying valve core, so I say it a lot. Right then. There's only one thing to do now. Right, last thing to do. Is make sure we coat all the way around the inside. Well, alrighty. If you watched this far, you should be able to easily change and inflate a tubeless tyre. The important thing to remember is to seat the tyre properly before inflating. And with the valve core removed, you will get so much more into the tyre, you will get so much more air into the tyre with every pump. This is like the wind slamming the door closed type of thing. In order to do this fix, I considered buying a compressor. I'm glad I didn't now, because it would just sit there doing nothing, much like Queen Elizabeth's pogo stick. So that's it then. You are now all tyre masters, and there's nothing left to say, apart from this. Just in case you forgot. One buy is one more better. In it.